Hey Dragon, would you be the DD to our dungeon party? Because you're a dragon and it's in a dungeon. Get it? DD, dungeons, dragons, designated driver. You never laugh at my jokes, I hate you! This is officially the biggest pop box in my collection. This guy is massive. I got this at the Hot Topic today. I actually went in to get some Star Wars pops. I wanted to get the older Han and the older Leia. I think they look good together. And as I was checking out, the girl has seen me there a few times, so she asked if I was interested in getting this guy. They had him in the back, and I really did want this one. I had no idea they were even out. So I was pretty happy that she brought it up. And they had two. The other box was a little beat up. This one was pretty perfect, except for the top isn't completely flat, but it's not really a big deal. I mean, it's just, I'm sure I can push it down a little bit and it'll be fine. I'm really liking some of the pops in this new series they came out with for Game of Thrones. I really want to get Bronn. He's probably my favorite character of the whole show. I want to get a Jorah as well. They had a Marjorie there, but I don't know. She just looked a little plain. Like, she's a great character, but I'm not feeling her pop, really. I have Ramsay. I bought him at GameStop a while ago. A Stannis would be cool to get. Melisandre is the one I want to get probably the most out of these ones. Except for maybe Bronn, but Melisandre, I think it's Best Buy is going to have an exclusive on here where her dress looks like translucent. That's kind of cool to me. The Harpy would be nice to get. I think the Harpy would go good with this set. The Jorah and the Harpy to recreate that famous scene. And the dragons, I was never too fond of any version of the Game of Thrones dragons that they came out until this one. I think this one really did capture what the dragon looks like. I think if I saw this dragon, I would think, hey, that's the Game of Thrones dragon. Where the other ones just look like generic dragons to me. And here's Daenerys and Drogon out of the box. And they are awesome. They're really heavy. Drogon is just really solid. There's nothing hollow anywhere on this guy. And like I was saying earlier, I don't know if it's the sculpt of some of the other Game of Thrones dragons or just the stance they're in, but to me they just looked like generic dragons. If they didn't have the Game of Thrones logo on the box, I'd be like, oh, that's a cool dragon, you know, because I like dragons, but I wouldn't go, oh, look, that's the Game of Thrones dragon. But with this one, I do. I think it's because they got him in that crouching stance from that famous scene in the show where Daenerys is just surrounded by harpies, and she's just got a couple of warriors, and they're they're just pretty much facing imminent death. And out of the sky, just out of nowhere, and I wasn't expecting it, I don't think anybody was, Drogon flies in and just lights everybody up, just blows them away. And this perfectly captures that scene. I mean, he looks so good, and they still were able to get the head nice and big like a pop should be. But for some reason, I'm just really liking this pose for him. It's perfect. The teeth are really nice. The paint job is great. There's no flaws on it. I know that this kind of sculpt, and this kind of character is pretty forgiving for flaws because, he's an animal or, creature. But, the eyes are nice and clean. The gradient work on the wings is nice. And, the body's just solid black, but, I don't know what more they could have done. I mean, they do have a little bit of gray highlights on the horns, a little bit on the tail, which is a nice touch. But, the guy's black, so the solid black is nice. Maybe they could have carried some more of this brown over here, but I think he looks great, as it is. If I was the president of Funko and I had to approve this guy or whoever does the approving, I would go, yep, that looks perfect. And the way Daenerys is posed, she's pretty much posed just to sit on him because, to be honest, if you sat her down, it looks like she's popping a squat. You know, it looks like she went camping and gotta use the bathroom. And I mean, I guess the only thing I could nitpick is it would be nice if she had a peg, like a hole for a peg. But then, you know, the dragon would have a little peg, and that would look awful. So you'd have to display him with her on top. Which I guess some people would probably want to display him like this, but you can't really display Daenerys by him because, you know, she looks silly. And I'll pull back and I'll show you a flat view so you can see how she looks on top without me touching it. And then how she would look just standing by. It doesn't look good. I guess if you had another Daenerys, it would look good to pose the other one by him and just put this one away. But when she does sit on him, she sits on him pretty perfectly, and both of her hands, you know, touch him. So when they're together, it really does look like she's riding him. Just really well done. Where I know some of the pop rides, they're just standing or, you know, not really so well sculpted together. Like even her dress flips up a little bit over his scales. Almost like they're molded together. Really, really nice. They got her hair really well. Look at all the detail. Look at all these braids. Everything. Most of her hair is actually molded with her head, except for they added these little strands here. Not sure why they needed to do that. But, I mean, I don't mind it. It looks good. A little bit of a paint overlap here. That is why I do like that they add hair like this. I mean, if this whole thing was glued on, you know, just the whole thing, you'd have none of this kind of bleeding. Like as you can see how this hair, none of it bleeds onto the ear. But the hair that's molded onto the head totally, you know, starts to get a little sloppy. But, you know, nothing too bad on the front, so I'm quite happy with this. And I like how they sculpted that little scarfy part on the back there. It really does look like she's in mid-flight. So I'm pretty happy with this one. So let me show you some different angles of how you may display her. So that's what it looks like from the front. Pretty fearsome. This is the angle I like. That to me is the shot from the show. As you can see, she stays on him pretty well. Like even if they get bumped, she stays on him pretty well. Or you know what, maybe this way. I mean, this way looks cool too because his tail is whipped this way, but then Daenerys is facing away. But I guess you could turn her head. Yeah, you can turn her head. So if you did want her facing this way, there you go. I think that looks cool right there. That's probably how I would display her. Even though in the box, it's the other way. But I do like that tail in there. So yeah, so it looks like Hot Topic's got these now. Even if they don't have them out on the floor, just ask them. They may have them in the back. A lot of the people at Hot Topic, they're collectors too. Like the girl that got me this one, she was telling me she has 250 pops in her collection. I could see if I worked at Hot Topic too, I'd probably have a ton too. You know, just looking at them all day, they'd probably all start growing on me and I'd want to buy them all. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to ask if you're looking for this one.